Right now, a petition to recall Governor Janet Mills has close to 30,000 signatures.
A few moments later.
But she had to fight through persistent hecklers.
Mills going to be the first.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my peepo. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories twice a day, every day. Now, y'all, in the state of Maine, they're trying to get rid of your girl. You know, Janet Mills, the governoress. Let's make that a word, y'all. The governoress of Maine, who she rose to national fame, if you will, national notoriety when she challenged Donald Trump. See, Mills is a proponent of boys playing against biological girls in girls' sports. And, you know, Donald Trump, he's not having that. So they actually had a confrontation on the national stage about that. And Mills doubled down. She said she's going to see him in court over this. Well, I think Mainers were probably embarrassed about this because not long after that, they actually launched a petition to remove her from her governorship. So y'all, we're going to look at the status of that petition and see, could Mills be in trouble? Could they be about to kick Mills out? Let's take a look. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
Right now, a petition to recall Governor Janet Mills has close to 30,000 signatures.
Recalling a governor is a process citizens can take in some states to remove an elected official from office. But as News Center Maine's Alex Haskell found out, the effort underway here in Maine right now has one big hurdle.
As of Friday, more than 27,000 people have signed this petition to initiate the recall of Governor Janet Mills. The effort was started by a woman named Melissa Moulton. In the petition, she says many Mainers are deeply dissatisfied with the policies introduced by our governor, Janet Mills. Going on to say, I am yet another citizen calling for change and improvement for our beloved state of Maine.
So here on the Portland Press Herald, they did a bit of a fact check on this. It says, did over 500,000 Maine voters sign a petition to recall Governor Janet Mills? So it says no. A petition to recall Maine Democratic Governor Janet Mills launched in February and garnered roughly 30,000 signatures, but not the 500,000 signatures that you may see on social media. So you did have tens of thousands of Mainers who were like, get rid of this lady, but not the 500,000 signatures that you might see on social media. Now, a big problem is Maine has no recall process for elected officials. And so in order to kick Mills out of office, they would have to actually undergo a different process.
Despite support from thousands of people, this effort has a problem. There is no recall process in Maine to allow citizens to remove the governor.
So Maine has stuck with the same process since the 1820 Constitution, which is the impeachment process, right? So you need to have the House and the Senate work together to impeach the governor rather than letting the public remove them.
19 states have a recall process for their elected officials. 4 have actually gathered enough petition signatures to trigger recall elections, and only 2 have actually removed a governor. North Dakota removed Governor Lynn Frazier in 1921.
In California, there was a famous recall of Gray Davis. This is when Arnold Schwarzenegger was elected as governor, so in the early 2000s.
Although Maine doesn't have this process, that hasn't stopped the idea from coming up in the past.
I heard rumblings when Governor LePage was in office. There was kind of controversy around some of his actions, but as far as I know, it's never been proposed as a constitutional amendment.
So while some Mainers may be frustrated with Governor Mills, the reality is clear. Without a change to Maine's constitution, a recall simply isn't an option. Alex Haskell, News Center, Maine.
We reached out multiple times to Moulton, who started the petition, as well as the governor's office for comment, but have not heard back.
Mills has become more and more unpopular by the day, it seems like. Y'all, this is one of my favorite reports, just seeing her getting booed off the stage. I know we watched this a couple of times before in previous videos, but it's recent and it's so funny. Let's take a look. I mean, they just booed her. They like, get her out of here.
Governor Janet Mills read the names this weekend at the annual Maine Moose Lottery, but she had to fight through persistent hecklers.
Mills going to be the first.
There was a vocal and persistent group of people at this weekend's event who simply did not want to see the governor that day. They booed Governor Mills for several minutes, starting before she even took the stage. And they were fired up over the state's policy on transgender kids competing in sports. At one point, a heckler yelled, "We have daughters." Mills responded with, "I have 5." Eventually, she just plowed forward with the names. We have reached out to the governor's office for a comment.
And now it looks like Mills may be running scared a little bit, y'all. So if you're in Maine, your governor, she might be falling back some. Now, why do I say that? Because there is a national meeting of governors coming up, and Mills has said she's not going. Some think it's because of her previous run-in with the president, and maybe she's running scared a little bit.
Maine's Total Coverage has learned that Governor Mills will not attend this summer's National Governors Association meeting in Colorado. When asked if it had to do with her confrontation with President Trump at the previous meeting, a spokesperson pointed to the governor's busy schedule, saying Mills looks forward to engaging with NGA for the rest of her term.
So yeah, y'all, overall, I think that the world is healing a little bit. Not 100%, but some of the crazier policies from the past 4 years from the Biden administration are being dismantled. They're falling out of favorability. People are booing. People are speaking up more. A lot of the fear and the intimidation is reducing. So I think that's good. And yeah, people have even taken up to petitions, like in this situation where they're trying to kick Janet Mills out. Too bad Maine doesn't have a process to make that happen, or I think she probably would be in trouble. What do you think, y'all? Let me know. You think do you think the world is healing? Do you think the United States is going to recapture its former glory and kick some of these crazy policies out the window? Let me know down in the comments. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. For my people with a retirement, go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com. Put in your information and take a look at our information about how to protect your retirement from the upsies, downsies, roundsies, and the roundsies. Y'all know Democrats, they're going to be back in power one day. And all the money they didn't get over these 4 years or 8, however long this lasts, you think they aren't going to come back and try to get all that plus some from you? Protect your money, y'all. Call my people at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. We'll see you back in the next one.